Okay, first of all, good to get a win. Never easy. That was a heck of a game. High level competition. Dolphins played a real good game, and our guys made a couple more plays. And I thought the grit, the mental toughness of our football team was on display throughout the game, in particular in the fourth quarter there. Deone getting his hands up, Deone Walker, and TB making that play, and then being able to seal the game. Good to see in a 4-minute offense there. Get the yards we needed to put the game away with Matt and Reed and Cam going out there. That's a key situation to be able to put it away right there. And crowd was phenomenal, as it always is. Great to play at home in front of our fans. They're unique, and we love them. Couple first. So we've got Jimbo tying the franchise record for consecutive rushing touchdowns. Jackson Hall's in his first NFL touchdown. Great to see the smile on his face. And I already mentioned TB and Matt with the kick there. So a lot to work on. Kind of hit a little bit of a gap there in terms of scoring. Thought we were off to a great start, and then we shot ourselves in the foot a little bit there with the third or fourth drive, and I thought it should have been 17-7 at a minimum. We missed the field goal, and they went down and scored. So 14-14 and a half, but our guys didn't blink. They were resilient. Coaches did a great job on all three phases and continued to adjust and make the adjustments we had to make. So with that, time is yours.
Don't you feel like you guys effectively started hemming Tua in because they rolled him out maybe more than we're used to seeing, making some plays out on the perimeter, and it seemed like you were able to hem him in a little bit more effectively in the second half?
I thought Bobby and the defensive staff made some adjustments. Still too many third down conversions where he was extending the play more than I would have liked to have seen, and so we got to look at that a little bit more, and same with the red zone. But overall, making a big play like that, I thought defensively we felt like we were playing well. Other than the first drive, I thought at halftime we were playing well. It was the third downs before the half, and then the third downs really after the half. It continued. But I thought first and second down, by and large, was pretty good. And it's a good offense, right? Explosive, but I thought we gave our offense the ball. Getting the ball to the offense, we just couldn't find a rhythm other than the first drive of the second half of an offense. So, but give Joe and those guys credit. You score 31 points, and you seal the game in 4 minutes for the most part. So that's hard to do.
Sean, you mentioned Deone Walker on the interception play. Think about how far he's come since the draft and the work that he did on his body in the offseason, and then to make a play in crunch time like that. What does that say about him?
Yeah, that's huge. We always talk about rush and coverage working together, and that won't show up necessarily in the stat sheet, perhaps, but that could have been as big of a play, even more so than the TVs. I don't want to kind of grade them against each other, but if he doesn't do that, is the ball thrown a little bit, a little bit more in one direction than the other? So great read by TB, great rushing coverage example for our players to learn from.
Terrell said that Al Holcomb showed him something like that during the week, and that how important is that about kind of keeping that in the back of your head, because you never know in the course of a game when you're going to need it?
Yeah. Well, there's a certain thing we look for, in that style of coverage, and TV saw it, and which is growth. Last week we had two examples of a similar type of indicator, and we didn't see it. So that's growth and development. And that's what coaches are here for, and players have done a phenomenal job of being coachable, like TB in particular.
Any health reports at this point, Coach?
Don't have anything for you. No.
Is there anything that Jackson Haas allows you guys to do offensively, being that he's such a good blocker in the run game, and we've seen him make a couple of good catches now?
Yeah, it's great when these young players can come in and contribute and earn their spots and their roles, and he's very humble and comes to work every day, extremely tough, hard worker, and it's good to see him contributing in both the run and the pass. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Sean, you had Dalton make a big block on a play, and then you got Haas making a big catch. So isn't that kind of messing up the narrative there of what these guys are, right?
Yeah. Well, we got to go back and look at that then. we don't want to be too balanced.
Sean, you mentioned the third downs and needing to still look at them from a defensive standpoint, but was there anything to the third and long that was particularly working for the Dolphins and why they were able to convert?
Well, again, what I remember from the game was the quarterback extending some of the plays a little bit longer than he should be able to, and then finding an open receiver, which is going to happen the longer receivers have time to move around. So I think that's something that, again, that we have to look at and continue to kind of tweak to figure out. It's past my bedtime. See you guys. Continue to figure out, especially with Ed not being available. So we'll see where that goes in the next week. But we miss Ed inside, and TJ's in there, Joey's out there, Greg's out there, Daquan's out there, and they're getting the quarterback to move. But the rushing coverage just have to time up a little bit better. So, but again, I tip my cap to the defense. They played their hearts out, played hard against a really good offense, and to say, hey, to really be able to kind of shine the light on probably the biggest problem area being that was third down. I mean, last year we only got them in 8 third downs in the second game. I think tonight we had 15 third downs. We had 10 at halftime. So it's closing a team out, closing a drive out, and cashing in those situations. We've got to look at that.